Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lesser Saints Discord, your one and only free show to the YouTube Saints, coming at you for the rest of the month every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be going through a time change when the YouTube Saints change their time. We will keep everybody updated with that in the Discord. I'm Jables. Joined with me is Rimshee.
Yes,
Rimshee, do you have any? Oh, by the way, everybody, congrats to Rimshee. He's now an admin in the Saints Discord server.
Yes.
Yep. Any Discord news since we had the town halls this last week?
The town hall is the main thing having to do with the news today. For a more comprehensive list, go to the server announcements on the Discord. But essentially, a couple name changes to some channels, added a VC3 and a voice text 3. Minor changes to the descriptions of the voice text channels, and there's the potential for a rollout of something for our gaming friends in the Discord to make it easier to figure out who plays what. Like I said, more in depth in the server announcements, but that's all I'm going to talk about right here, right now.
Yeah. So this is a very, very special episode. We're going to be talking about Flat Earth, guys. We're just going to skip over the news. We'll probably do news next week. But this seems like so much fun. So let's, I'm going to bring in our guest real quick. Please welcome our guest, Rice Ray, and Sergeant Buck.
How's it going?
That's good. Rice Ray?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How about you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Buck?
I'm sore. I'm very, very sore.
Your workouts?
I worked at my day job. I pulled 38 hours in the last 3 days.
Those are rookie numbers.
I tell you. Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, Rice Ray is a flat earther. And I would like to introduce Buck to Rice Ray. Rice Ray, so, I don't know, you want to just jump into it?
And if you guys want me to replace your display pics on the screen with your images there, just send them to me
Okay.
in the Discord chat, and I'll do the footwork to replace them.
All right.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I don't have the YouTube link.
No.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the.
I did what answer a call. Yes.
Yeah, I'll drop the YouTube link in group chat.
I can find the right image.
Because you have way too many, Buck.
Yeah. I make them daily.
This is true.
That's right.
This is very true.
Let's go with this. Now this one's transparent. We'll go with this one. I'll just throw this up here.
Yeah, just throw it right underneath the link. And if you want me to replace yours, Rice Ray, just let me know. Send me the image. Oh, that'll work. Holy shit.
We're getting real spicy already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
you guys, it'll take you a moment. I'm doing this one first. I'm sorry, Buck.
Yeah.
I'm doing his first.
For anybody that doesn't know, one of Rice Ray's most common phrases in his Discord is "We like to have fun here." So let's just preface that.
Although to be fair, that's not too far from ours.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends on how high I am. You know, when I'm really high, I love to have more fun.
Wait,
When I'm less high, then
that's why you like the flat Earth. I get it.
It all makes sense now.
All right, people. This'll
I
be a
think we
minute.
just solved the whole thing. Sorry for the slow start. We're experimenting with doing different stuff. I got tired of doing the same thing every week. So,
This is what happens when your format is improvised.
yes. Wasn't improvised. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to give Rice Ray all the time in the world to make his case and defend his point.
Which is fine.
yes,
Mm,
picture adjusted.
I think
I
he's
am
working
taking
on
care of that right now, Rice Ray.
Rice Ray, we are live right now, just so you know. So,
No, it doesn't
if you
matter.
want to start,
Yeah.
if you just want to
Everyone
start
gets
getting
to
into
see
the flat Earth,
his.
you can go ahead.
Everyone gets to
That's
see
it.
his now. This is beautiful. In the worst way possible.
We're gonna get pulled from YouTube.
I'm surprised. You know, with some of the shit you've said, I'm surprised they haven't had a shit fit yet.
We are definitely
You
going to
don't
get
you
letters.
don't actually get the emails and see the strikes that we get. So,
No, I don't, because I don't happen to have the password.
yeah, I'll give you the password.
It's going to be all 3 strikes at once because we say something bad about Mundane Matt.
Oh yeah. Jesus Christ.
Alex Jones,
is it
Alex
possible?
Jones, Alex
I don't want
Jones.
to get involved. I don't want to get involved in that drama.
Yeah, no, do I.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
What do you think about Alex Jones, Rice Ray?
Is it possible for the people on YouTube to see the actual conversation, or somewhere that I can post picture that they will see?
So, if you post pictures, Rimshee can take care of that.
Yeah, I'll be able to pull them up.
There's no way for them to like play the game with us.
Oh, they'll be playing with us. They'll be seeing everything on the screen. You just post the pictures in the chat, and then
First
Arrange
one,
things.
I
first one is
already
going
have
up. Okay.
that one. Give me a moment and I will pull it up.
Okay. The game is called "What Do You See?" Okay.
I already have that one saved in Rice Ray images.
Oh, I love this game.
Buck, I've already played this game, so Buck,
Yeah.
I think
But
it's
the
okay.
rest haven't, and I think it's a good introduction to make people use their eyes first.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Cutting, yeah. I mean, that's not really. Now we don't see what we have to
Well,
see.
no,
So-
I'm adjusting it.
It's adjustable.
I'm taking care of you,
God,
Rice
isn't
Ray.
the internet
But yeah, Buck, you can see what's being posted in the
Yeah.
group chat.
Yeah, and I've got the stream muted, but I've got it up too, so I can
Okay.
monitor the chat on YouTube too. God, I'm so fucking tired.
Also, you at home can also play the What Do You See game.
Yeah, that was the point for the other people, not in the Discord count. Picture.
Yeah, they're able to see the picture. It's up on the screen now.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you guys see? For example, I don't think Sergeant Clark has been through the game before.
I see a cathedral looking
Yeah.
building.
Yes. What else?
Yeah.
Is that the Phantom of the Opera over there?
Good try. Good try. But keep trying.
Bring
And
up the image.
All right, let's break this down. I see some nice stained glass windows. I see some statues.
Mhm.
See a lot of pews.
Keep the subject in mind. Okay, what are we talking about today?
Well,
What?
actually, that's really up to you.
When we're talking about flat Earths, we're talking about flat Earth. Okay?
So you
You
okay
put
then?
flat Earth.
This is a live show, guys. Right? So if you can just start getting to the point a little bit every once in a
You
while.
want some views, add flat Earth to your titles. Now, you should see something that looks like a dome.
Yeah,
I'll zoom in on that.
zoom
Inside
and
of it,
enhance.
you should see
Enhance.
around it 12. We don't see the full dome here, but you're gonna have other example of this. In the dome, and God on top of the dome.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a dome, which is the sky, okay?
Right.
In it, there are not billions of, okay? And you get the 12 signs of the Zodiac, okay? Now, disciple of Jesus. Anyone knows that?
I know about Jesus.
How many
I've heard some
disciples?
things.
How many disciples does Jesus have?
Well, that
Was it
depends on
12?
if you've watched Dogma or not.
How many?
Yeah, there's-
Okay, so
oh, that's why I
there's-
kept saying 13 last night. I watched Dogma last week.
there's- you guys are not, but I'll keep trying. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Disciples of Jesus, 12.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Also 12 tribe of Israel. Okay. In Islam, there is 12 imams. Okay.
Okay.
12 months, right? 12 months in a year. Signs of the Zodiac, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if we go into the 7, okay, so the Earth is flat. There's a dome on top of it, okay? Then we have 7 planets, okay? Gotta keep in mind that the Earth is not a planet.
Okay. What?
Okay. Earth is not a planet. Neptune is not a planet. Uranus is not a planet. Okay? Pluto, Earth, not planets. Planets. The sun and the moon are planets. Okay? And the 7 planets are within the dome. Okay? Now, anyone want to guess what the 7 planets are?
I'm still trying to keep up here.
Okay. Okay, it's all good.
The gears are turning. I'm trying to think of a good answer. And I
Okay,
don't
the
have
7
one.
planets are the 7 days of the week. Can you name them now?
So Monday's a
Monday,
planet?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Okay, now that was a good question. Monday is a planet. Yes, it is the day of the moon, and the moon is one of the 7 planets. Okay,
What about Thursday?
it is Tuesday is the day of Tyr, and Thursday is the day of Thor. Okay, Tyr is Mars, and Thor is Zeus or Jupiter. I'm doing this on Thursday. You're doing something on the day of Jupiter, the day of Saturn, the day of Mars, of the Norse god, but it's basically Venus, the goddess of love. We have sex
Yeah.
on Friday if you've been married for a long time.
Wow.
Why only on? Well, I thought in Jewish tradition that was a Sabbath and you weren't supposed to do any work.
The day of Saturn. Saturn represents the laws, the boundaries, okay? The things you're not supposed to go out of. That's the Sabbath. That's Saturn. That's why Saturn has rings around it, okay? It's boundaries. It's learning the hard way.
So
That's what it is, okay? One of the 7 planets. The sun is the Sunday, day of the sun, okay?
hold on.
And those are the 7 planets, guys. Okay.
You got something, Buck?
No, I'm just every time I want to say something, I'm like, wait, just I want to see where this goes.
Keep going.
Rice Ray and I have been talking for months. We've been.
I will post a model. Can you update that picture?
Yeah, I can. Give me a second.
That model, you will see that. You first of all, you have to go back to geocentrism.
Oh, that's one I don't have. Give me a second.
Yeah. Keep going. People will see it in a little bit.
I'm explaining the picture anyway. Geocentrism, which we are the center of everything, and everything revolves above us, right? Fashion, okay. So everything
There you go.
pass above a flat Earth, which is centric center of the universe, okay? 7 spheres of heaven, the 7 planets, okay? The moon, Venus, the sun is the central one, okay? And we can go to the Jewish menorah or Star of David, present this. Then you have Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Then you have Uranus, which is the dome, which holds the stars in the constellation. The Premium Mobilum, which is the 12. And then you have Imperium, where gods live. He's sitting on top of the dome, and he's looking down.
Wait.
Go ahead, Buck.
Your Uranus is both in the dome and the dome.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep all this in line here.
Okay.
So
Uranus is a planet because it's the star in a solar system going around the sun, and they put it. But you gotta drop all about heliocentrism, okay? There is a star in the sky that they call Uranus, okay? Everything about heliocentrism is off. Uranus is the dome. If you go and you pull basic sky father, okay? You follow this first link, and it's gonna explain to you the concept of the ancient about the sky in itself, okay? It's
I'm not gonna pull up a Wikipedia article. I don't want to have us get hit for that. But if you could give us a brief explanation.
well, basically, it represents the sky father, okay? So Uranus, called no, not in Greek, in Roman, it's called ceiling, like a ceiling.
So okay, I'll read what it. I'll briefly read what it says on the brief description on Discord. In comparative mythology, Skyfather is a term for a recurring concept of a sky god who is addressed as a father, often the father of a pantheon. The concept of Skyfather may also be taken to include sun gods with similar characteristics.
Exactly. So Uranus and the Mother Earth, okay? They had some couple of children. Then you have Kronos, which is Saturn, the first heaven, right? Who castrated his father. The rest of the story, okay? Uranus or Celis, the sky, which is a dome, which is hard, okay? Look, Julius Caesar, the picture that I just provided, you can see near his neck, okay, on the armor, you can see Uranus. He's holding up the sky. Sun god and the sun char on the left side. So in the Roman, it's Celis, or it's a ceiling, right?
That's not how.
I'll pull that up real quick.
Okay, so all this mythology aside, how do you know that there's a dome?
Well, NASA will admit that they cannot leave what they call Earth low orbit, and they say it's because of something called the Van Allen belt, radiation belt. which I believe is the dome, which I believe is the reason they cannot go in what they would call outer space within Earth low orbit, as they call it. Right?
Okay, but if all of these other planets are within the dome, why can't we still go to those?
The 7 planets are indeed within the dome, yet they are not physical things you can land on with a spaceship.
Then what did the rover land on?
Nothing. It's a Devon Highland in in Greenland. No, I don't know.
Mars?
That's how they fake that shit, man. Yeah. It's legit.
What?
And dude, the first mission to the moon is called Apollo 11. God worshipped by the Illuminati. Okay, he represents the sun god. Okay, that's why it's the eye of Horus, the eye on top of the pyramid. That's why they do this with their hand. Okay, when you're dealing with those, they lie to you. Okay, because they've been instructed to bring the great deception into the world.
Wait, who's they? The Illuminati?
Those big families that hold money and power. Yes.
Oh, my mom's in the chat. Hi, Mom. Sorry.
Yes. So, okay, the Earth is flat. Okay, it's a circular, and it's circular and it's engraved upon the face of the ice. Okay. The sky, which is a solid dome. Okay. The dome, there is water.
I suppose that's why it rains. I mean, I'm just saying.
I didn't heard what you said.
I said I suppose that's why it rains.
Well,
If there's water outside the
yeah, but it doesn't go through the dome. Is described in the Bible as something solid. Okay. So described as a sea of crystal or a molten-looking glass experience because God is sitting on top and he's looking down through it. I also believe it's acting as like a loop or some kind of upon the circle of the sky, and he sees. I believe that's the sun. Christian would call it again the eye of Horus.
Okay.
So flat, engraved in ice because water it's always remained leveled. Okay, so it must be contained. If you take the water out of the container doesn't. There, I know that in your model you believe water can stick to a spinning ball in space.
Well,
but I don't believe that.
Well,
I believe
how do
water
you?
must always be contained.
If you don't believe that, how do you explain footage from the International Space Station where water is literally floating in the middle of air, touching nothing else, but it's in a imperfect sphere, but a sphere nonetheless?
Okay, what would happen if you would start to spin that around?
It is spinning.
Yeah.
What would happen if you add centrifugal forces to this or
It's
acceleration?
already experiencing those.
Oh, if you say
centrifugal force in a zero-G environment.
If you apply any force to that, and by the way, it's not sticking to something, okay? It is just a ball of water.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. The water is not sticking on something. I'm asking you to show me water sticking that is spinning.
It is spinning,
okay?
though. It is not sticking on anything, but it is spinning on itself. And then you've got images of it being attached to a towel, and it's staying very tight to that towel.
Yes.
Yeah,
again,
due to adhesion. And there's also footage of it being on a tennis ball.
You believe them. You believe them. They told you that they've been to the moon. And they provide pictures and videos, and if you look those up and you believe them, that's good for you. Now, I do believe that they do have something up there. It's not what they tell us, okay? It's in the ether, which
It's a what?
was
The ether. I
considered
think
one
he
of the
means the
classical
ether.
elements before, but it's not
Oh.
anymore, okay? Is the seven heavens, okay? That's in Greek, it's the air that the gods breathe.
Oh, Seventh Heaven. I love that show as a kid.
Not outer space, and it's not what they say it is. You can go up there, but again, it's not what they say it is. Okay, so nothing from NASA, zero. Okay,
Which is okay, yeah.
leave that. I lost my sound. I'll be right back.
You lost your sound. Can't hear us. Oh man.
No.
So,
Huh.
all right. So the
There
Earth
he
is
is.
flat. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Oh, so I don't trust NASA. If you trust them, well, okay. There's a girl from NASA. She said we are really complicated rocks. Us as like because of Big Bang evolution and all that bullshit. And I don't believe in none of that either. So
Well, the chemical makeup of the human body and the chemical makeup of a rock, they have similar elements. Not exactly the same, but there are similarities.
yeah, I'm not debating I'm debating the mean by which she comes to the conclusion that we are rocks when we are humans that were designed as such. Okay, that's my point here. She says we're very complicated rocks. I say no, we're humans. We've been designed as such.
Right.
Again, from Big Bang to evolution and everything in between is bullshit, if you ask me. Okay, abiogenesis is bullshit. Gravity, as they say it is bullshit. Geocentrism is bullshit. The Big Bang, evolution, obviously, all bullshit.
Is that your phone vibrating, Jables?
Maybe it is.
Sorry, somebody's probably texting.
What? So there's only 7 planets, okay? Days of the week.
Right.
Okay, there's no other planets, there's no other sun in other universe or galaxy or whatever. That's all bullshit, okay? There's only one sun. One sun
Yes,
that
there's
gives
only
the
one
light,
sun.
that gives the light, that gives life. Again, that's why 99% of the religion in the world were always about worshiping the sun.
Right.
Because it's the
creation
one,
myth.
it's
Yeah, I'm with you.
one giving us the light that gives life. Even Jesus is referred as such. And you see a cross. Again, I wish we could share the screen so I could spam picture. No, I just don't
So you
really
can
know
spam
how
a
to use
picture?
it. Because, like for example, if you take a circle, and you divide the circle into 4, okay, and you follow the lines, you're gonna end up with a cross at the center of the circle.
Right.
If you could get that on the screen.
If you divide
Yeah.
all quarter by 3, you're getting 3 seasons in 4 months, for 12 months in total. Of the
Okay.
Zodiac, which is one spin of the big clock that is above your head. Religion is based on this, and the sun is the one ruling the zodiac. For example, your sign, you have a zodiac sign, is based on when or where the sun was when you were
Why
born.
is that
right?
not working?
It's apparently a gift.
Oh. That's why.
Oh, what
So-
is it?
Alright, so I'll have to do this slightly differently.
Your system, we should just be able to do a screen share. Don't
Yeah,
because people
Probably
could
got some
see
porn
the
open that he
hideout.
doesn't want us to see.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want you guys to see my tabs and tabs of
6
eFuck.
billion tabs.
Okay?
yeah.
So
I'm already at another picture. You can see that in this one, you see the 12 apostles, the 12 signs of the Zodiac, right? Which is again the 12 tribe of Israel and the 12 apostle of Jesus. In the middle, which
Right.
is the sun that rules the Zodiac, and he died on a cross, right? The center. This is represented by the fact that the sun, okay, starts in the tropic at Christmas, right? 24th of December.
I have a question. I have a question
Yes.
though. How crucifixion was more done back in the day? It would actually be an uppercase T, not the lowercase T that you generally see.
But the thing you have to understand is that it's all an allegory. Okay, you can find the same story with Mitra, with a lot of them. It's called syncretism. Now, I don't deny the part here about Jesus in the flesh. Okay, what I'm explaining to you is the reason the life that he lived was this way. Okay, why he himself knew
wait,
that he had to
I've,
die for 3 days.
Okay.
All of those things he knew because he was the Son. The Son was made flesh, the Word,
right.
which is the light that gives life. He knew exactly he had to die and stay dead for 3 days because the sun on the 20, I think it's 22 of December, stops for 3 days and then it starts again on the 24, 25, not sure of the exact, but birth of the sun. There you have it, okay? You have the 3 kings.
Oh,
That's
you're
3
talking about
stars, the 3 belts
Saturnalia.
of Orion. It's called Christmas, right?
Yeah, that's based
It's Christmas
largely on
because
Saturnalia.
the sun,
Yeah,
3 days,
I know what you're talking about.
and then it start back, and then they wait until the sun comes into spring, and then they right Easter, right? Because now the days are getting longer and the things are springing, right? Back because the sun is risen. He's coming out of the
Well,
hell.
Easter comes a lot from an actual more pagan thing called
All the
Easter.
same thing.
I
That's what
mean-
I'm saying. Pagan, not
Yeah,
pagan.
okay.
It's all the same thing. Okay, you can see Da Vinci Last Supper. Okay,
Okay,
the
this is another new
apostle are
one.
divided,
That's the new one.
Yeah.
right, into 4 group of 3 apostles. Okay,
Fucking dogs.
in the middle,
You know, I think he's onto something.
Jesus is the Son. Okay, now start from the left. The first one is Aries. After that, you get Taurus. Okay, and then Gemini with the 2 hands up. Right. That's the crab with the knife in his hand because it's a crab. Then you got
For some
Leo.
reason I picked the crab.
Wait, are you referring to that GIF meme where the crab has the knife in his hand and he's like?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, okay, Rice Ray. I'm having a hard time taking you seriously now.
I thought
Look,
the
look
symbol.
at it. Look
I
at the
thought-
crab.
I thought the symbol for cancer was Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like that, Dave.
Okay. All this symbolism aside, what else do you have about the flat Earth and this whole?
That's about the flat Earth.
Like
That-
Well-
yeah, but you just keep going on about all these connections with symbolism and everything. Like, what do you have for the Earth being flat, other than all of these connections
Do you
to
want
all
us
these
to
different
go-
mythologies and religions that
Can be
Want us to go to
described
science
as
side?
pure belief.
yeah.
Yeah, you keep going into the mythology, which is cool, but
Okay.
it's, not,
It's interesting.
It doesn't lend itself to the physical shape of the Earth being flat.
Yeah.
Okay, well, basically the whole point about mythology is that every culture ever understood the shape and the dome and everything. It was understood by all of them. We lost during the last 500 years.
Okay, okay. If that's the case, then why, if this was all known fact and this was all verifiable and provable, how is it that now we don't believe any of this stuff as a general in society and in fact have ways of supposedly at least proving that the earth is round?
Okay, brainwashing. They go and they brainwash you. They take you at age 4, and then they sit you there and they put the globe in front of you. Okay, and they ask you, "What's the shape of the Earth?" Well, they call your parents and they say you need to teach your kid. Okay.
Well, even a standard globe is not necessarily
Brainwashing.
shape of the Earth. It's more of an oblate sphere instead of just a circular
Again.
round ball.
What empirical science have you done yourself to prove that?
What empirical science have you done yourself?
A couple of, but returning the question is not a true answer. You should tell me how many have you done to prove your view of it.
Well, okay, how about this? Can you
So
explain
0.
both solar eclipses and lunar eclipses and how the supposed North Pole and the supposed South Pole at exact opposite times of the year can have basically 24-hour sun and 24-hour night?
For the sun part, the midnight thing in the North Pole is due because of the sun is at his peak of his is the closest, so he's just spinning above in a little circle above your head. That's why you can do a 360 degree. And the sun in Argentina, the thing you're describing at the South Pole, which is in Argentina, I was talking about, yeah, when where the sun, well, it's the America, right? The place where they meet, okay? That's where it's happening, and it's what I was talking about the sun being dead for 3 days. It doesn't, right? The sun to go backward or forward for 3 days, and it provoked that there, creates that there. There's
I'm
one
not.
that is creating.
Go ahead.
One of them is created by the fact that the sun changes speed, okay, but the moon doesn't. So at some point they cross each other. The other one, sure, exactly. And I don't know everything, but one of them I know it's caused because of the sun and the moon crossing each other, being the same size. But there's many type of eclipse, right? It probably would not explain all of them, but I know that at least one is explained.
Why? There's a good question in the chat. Why does the sun change speed?
Okay.
So like days get longer and shorter, and it changes depending on where you're at in relation to the equator or South Pole.
I post a picture. That's the movement of the sun over a flat plane.
Wow, that one was perfectly centered. I didn't have to do anything.
Sweet.
Nice. Okay.
Path of the Flat Earth. Okay, so
On the Tropic of Capricorn.
So it gets
takes 3
closer.
months.
So it gets closer to the Earth, and
It goes up and inward.
Okay.
What makes it get further and closer to
The North
the
Pole.
Earth?
The North Pole.
What?
The North Pole is a magnetic or electromagnetic pole.
Oh, I thought it would have been
I mean,
because it's within the dome, so it's following the dome's wider around the. Is that what you're getting at?
there's no compass that point the South Pole because there's no South Pole. Okay. The opposite of north, but there's nothing attracting anything there. There's only one pole on Earth, which is the North Pole, which is
So
the North Star.
so the North Pole is a monopole, and as you're starting to get into potential string theory territory.
Okay. Tesla described the thing as a Tesla coil, and he says that's where he got the idea to make a Tesla coil. I do believe that the sun and the moon are acting as a positive and a negative charge. Okay.
But then wouldn't all magnets pull straight up towards the sun and go directly towards the moon, and you wouldn't be able to tell the direction towards the North Pole by a magnetic compass?
Again, Tesla did a lot of work on this. Okay, I can explain to you the basic. Okay, there's a magnetic or electro. I'm not sure of the force here. Okay, they call it gravity, and they say it's magic and it makes everything do everything they want. I'm saying it's not this and it's bogus, but there's something. Or electromagnetic, and you get the north out of this, which is where every fucking compass points, right? And revolving around that, you get the sun and the moon and all the stars and everything. Revolving, right? And it never moves, but all the other stars.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
North Star never moves. Okay, that's the North Pole. You don't have that on the South Pole. You don't have a South Star. You see.
Okay.
The yin and the yang.
Wait. Hold on. So.
Hey, we're getting back into mythology. That's not.
Yeah.
We're trying to stick towards the science, or quote unquote science, depending on how you look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it just
first thing. Okay, we're gonna go. But again, I don't think they're gonna be able to see what I'm gonna post. People say you can see boats disappear. Okay, if you zoom back, you can see things that you're not supposed to see over 18 miles or 50 miles with no curvature. If you want to talk about empirical science, anyone can go and do this with the map that they provide and see that the curvature is not there.
Okay,
First
so
point here, okay? The sun could not set, okay? Now the sun is only moving away, okay? But because of perspective, it appears to go down, okay? Now, you can find it on YouTube. There's a lot of experiments how a sun moving away from you can appear to go down. Okay, again, it's all due to water refraction.
that kind of goes against the model you posted, though, because if that were the case, we could see the sun looking straight up.
What do you mean?
So you've got your model path of the sun on the flat Earth, and the Earth is represented as a disk, and the sun is suspended above the disk. If the sun's moving further away, what is it supposedly sinking behind?
You don't have to sink behind anything. That's what I'm explaining to you here. Okay, perspective will make it look like rising, but all it does is moving forward towards you or away from you. It doesn't sink, doesn't go anywhere. It's all due to perspective.
So
you got a convergent point and a divergent point.
I'm not following that.
yeah.
I know you're not following. Okay, look at that gift right here. Okay, it's the same, explaining convergent and divergent perspective. Okay, over a flat Earth.
So
Here,
a good question was just brought up in the chat. What is the benefit of concealing the fact that the Earth is flat?
oh,
What benefit would there be?
with money, make sure that you're as enlightened as a pig. That's about it. From it, okay? Remember that they do all that bullshit with their space, whatever space force. Now, how much is that gonna cost? They do make a lot of money about with this, and you don't know where you live, right? A lot of power out of you. It makes you stupid. It makes you stupid. You don't even know where you live. It gives them power and it gives them money. And it makes sure that you are so far from the truth that they don't even care. And you do whatever, you pay them, give them money, and then you die. That's it. That was the whole of your life.
Okay.
They try to hide God, okay? So that it gives them power.
Oh,
Right.
okay. We're talking about okay.
And plus, it gives them a lot of money because we're all working for them. Money to go in space, which is fake, right?
Yeah, but how would they be able to spend said money if not going into space? How would they launder that money so that they could actually use it without people knowing that they're using it?
Lie to you, and they use that money to lie in a better way to you.
So
That's what's up.
they're lying to you in order to get money, and then they're using that money to lie to you, and it's just a constant flow back and forth.
Yes, because that gives them power.
Who is they?
Because you don't understand where you live, you don't understand what you are.
Stuck.
Hey, okay. Think about every society ever. Them, okay. You can go with the Jesuit, the Templar, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Skulls and Bones, the Shriners, Rosicrucian, those people, okay? The Kabbalah, if you want to go with the Jews, whatever. People will love to punch the Jews, but no, it's not only the Jews, okay? You get the Jesuit, which is from Rome, and it's all this.
Guys,
They know.
maybe Alex Jones was right.
He's like a purple pill because he brings some truth, but at the same time he goes with a lot of bullshit. So confused when you go out as when you came in.
Okay.
Okay, the Earth is flat. There's a dome on top of it. There's only 7 planets, only 1 sun. Okay.
How do you know that there's? I'm really confused about the dome.
I'm a Bible believing Christian.
My mom's gonna get so pissed.
I get my cosmology from the Bible.
Yeah, so you're talking about the firmament that separates the waters below, right?
Yeah, Genesis 1:7, and God made the dome. Earth from the waters. There you have it. God made a dome. So yeah.
Yep.
Then I need to figure out. Not try to. He told me there's a dome. Okay. I need to understand that. Cosmology and worldview is based on that book. Yes. God created everything. He made every kind of creature.
Where does it? Okay, so where does it say the Earth is flat in the Bible? I'm curious about that. I'm sure.
No, there's over 60 verses, or I would. Some people say over 200 verses, but they go into
Give me two.
Yeah, two
just,
examples. No more than 5.
Here, actually, no. I got my Bible right here.
All
right.
Okay. Let's start with one that says that the sky is hard. Okay, Job 18.
Okay.
Job 37:18. I'm gonna post this in the discussion here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna look this up real quick.
How with him spread out the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass.
Job chapter 18, verse what?
Job 37.
Job 37. Sorry.
Yes. God is questioning Job on his knowledge about his creation.
Well, maybe Job. Well, let me just read the verse first. Job 37, verse what?
18.
Verse 18, 19.
Yes.
Can you with him spread out the skies, strong as a molten mirror? Teach us what we shall say to him. We cannot arrange our case because of darkness. Shall it be told him that I would speak, or should man? How does that deal with flat Earth? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, read verse 37.
Garments are
18.
hot when the land is still because of the south wind.
I'm looking at
37:18. You don't have to go in 19. You don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, 37:18.
I think context is very important.
Yes, but I mean, if you have you missed it or?
No, I read it. Can you with him spread out the skies, strong as a molten mirror? Oh, so you're saying that is that something for the firmament, or is that?
What is he saying there? What is God saying to Job?
I don't know. This looks like this section is written as poetry, as opposed to.
As a molten looking glass is a simile, not a direct attribution.
Even if it's a simile, if God is talking about a spinning ball in space, it's a very bad simile. What it is talking about, though, it is talking about a firmament, which has the root firmus, firm, hard, right?
Okay.
It has a molten looking glass. There's a throne on top of that thing where God is sitting. Okay, and it's described in Revelation as a sea of crystal. It's a dome, molten looking glass, a molten looking mirror, strong. Yourself some question, right? If those are simile, as you say, they're really bad simile for a heliocentric model. So
I'm not basing my model of reality on a simile, though.
That's what I'm telling you. This is describing a hard sky, right?
It's
This is what is described here.
I was asking for firmament. Regardless, you can still have a globe Earth with a glass dome around it. Essentially, I was asking more about the. Oh jeez, I'm almost pissed.
The shape of the Earth. There you go. Let's look at this one.
Yeah, I want more shape of the Earth stuff.
Proverb 8, verse 27. Okay, I was there when he inscribed or engraved or compassed the circle earth or on a face of the deep, depending on the trace of the translation here. But basically, he inscribed a circle of something.
Goddamn, my mom's posting other Bible verses in the chat here. You might want to check those out.
A circle, exactly. Now this is talking about an inscription. You have to engrave. Do that in something liquid or anything like that. So when it says upon the face of the deep, I think it's referring to ice. If you go in other mythology, it's ice and fire creating water. So that's the principle here. Light it with light, melting the ice, creating liquid water. Boom, and it creates. The creation is inside of the dome, right?
keep going.
Now, a circle is not a sphere. If you put a circle and you put it in 3 dimension, it's still not a sphere. It's a cylinder, right?
No.
Not necessarily.
Depth. If you take depth and you add depth to a circle, it becomes a cylinder. Describe a
One
circle.
possible result of putting it into a 3D space would be a cylinder, correct? But
yeah,
a sphere
but
is
you're
also
starting-
a possible result of putting it into a 3D environment, because you
you're
can't
starting from a wrong premise here.
you
Well, that
can't
depends
just
on-
that depends on which premise.
In a 3D space is inscribed in something. How can you inscribe a sphere in something? It all the way around.
You're still
He
talking about a
inscribed a
2D
circle.
plane.
No, it's a 3D plane, but he inscribed something in it. Imagine you have a plank of wood with a certain depth to it, and you would need to inscribe or engrave something.
Are you asking
That's
how
what
to?
you do.
Are you asking how to inscribe on a spherical object, or how to make a sphere out of something? That's
Inscribe a circle upon the face of something. It is sphere.
oh, you're talking about inscribing a sphere onto a two-dimensional
Listen.
plane.
No,
I'm
it's
trying to understand
it's a
here. I'm trying to understand here.
You have a 3-dimensional block of wood, okay? That
Yes,
block of
yeah.
wood has a face on it, okay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you inscribe a circle of, let's say, 3 centimeter or whatever of depth in it, what have you created? Have you created a sphere by inscribing a circle? You
Not
engrave a
necessarily.
circle.
Okay.
What's gonna result out of
I
this?
wanted to get away from the mythology and the religion stuff.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's not much I can do with this. Sure. But I'm also an atheist.
or
I think the Bible
cards.
is wrong. So this is a
Engraved.
bit of a
Non-starter.
22 for me.
I think what I'm losing with the engraving thing is I can't physically, in my mind, I can't physically see it. I would have to do it myself. I'm a very visual learner.
Yeah, I mean, again,
and what is on the face of the
help you
deep?
here.
What is the deep?
Okay, now, if you engraved with light, you're gonna engrave a circle upon the face of it. Bible is describing Genesis 1.
Yeah.
Be light, and then there was light, and then day, and then he made the firmament. And then after that, he makes the sun inside of the firmament. The creation of the universe and the dome. Going inside of the dome, right? This 1, verse 1 through 8. And then he makes the sun and the moon inside. And he makes the stars and everything, and he placed them inside of the dome till time, seasons, and for signs, which I believe is exactly what it is. It's to navigate.
Cool. You have a book. You have a book that says a thing.
That's what they're used for, and that's what they've always been used for.
Yes.
The stars never
Books
change.
are also used for entertainment.
Yeah.
And
Harry
stars never
Potter.
change.
Harry Potter is not an example of historical documentation.
Now you're missing the point here, okay? The Bible
Your point is that you have
makes
a, you have a
the Bible
you have
makes
a-
a claim. The Bible makes a claim which says that the stars are never changing in the firmament, and that they give time, seasons, and
Cool.
signs.
I understand that the Bible is making a claim.
Scientifically correct.
Now I have a
It is
question
not
for you.
science
How do
fiction.
you how do you go about finding out if this claim is true?
Like, you look at the stars. You try to look at if you can measure its distance, its size. You do empirical
I
science.
can look at all sorts of stuff and make guesses.
You gotta do your own science to come to your own conclusion. I cannot make you believe in the flat Earth. I mean, I
Cool.
did not.
What science have you done to come to this conclusion? That's really what we're trying to get at. Yeah, as far as I can tell, you're accepting a bunch of mythologies and a bunch of connections between other religions and mythologies, and you are coming up with the conclusion that you aren't providing any evidence for or any experimentations that you've done yourself and stuff like that when you're constantly asking me for experimentations that I've done.
Okay.
So
If
that's
you
where
look
I'm
at
having
that
an issue.
picture, people see they say, "Oh, I've seen the curvature from the beach." Now that's what I was trying
That's
to explain earlier.
perspective.
Convergence and divergence. That's how the sun works. Also, that's how the sun set and rise. Okay. It's all due to
Why is it that you
away on a flat plane.
Why is it that you see a hull of a ship disappear before you see the top of the mast?
Exactly. I just posted a GIF earlier when you can see the guy. He makes the experiment. Right. And again, it's only due to perspective.
And the camera is also focused on the camera is also focused on the with the earlier one with the coin, the camera was focused on the table. And the one here, the camera is also focused on the floor as opposed to being focused on the coin,
also,
which it should be.
your eyes have a limit, and there's a water refraction in the atmosphere. Okay. See indefinitely. I'm saying that to a certain point you cannot see, and things appear to go them back. You could zoom them back, man, and people are doing it with powerful the P900. People are zooming things that are supposedly beyond curvature. Ship, whatever. The Chicago skyline. I mean, look at the picture here. They tell you it's a mirage. I don't think it's a mirage. I think you can see Chicago from 50 miles away.
Yeah, that's
Proven.
totally based on refraction. Plus, you can see none of the smaller buildings on top of that. There's actually a whole field of study that went through discovering that phenomenon.
Understand that over 50 miles, you should not be able to see maybe the tip of the tallest building. Nothing else. Curvature. And the explanation is it's a mirage. It is the actual city. Somebody named
the
Rob
actual
Skiba
explanation is that it is
went in a boat, took his camera,
and water because of how it reacts with light, and it's partially reflective. It will allow light to essentially curve over.
Again, you can believe it's a mirage, dude, but I'm telling you it's not. Now, you can try to tell me it is. I won't believe you. There's no curve. Look it up, man. No curve. 18 miles. Here. No curve. If you get no curve over 50 or 18 miles, then either you're mad or wrong. Curve.
Okay, there is actually a scientific explanation for that. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but effectively, it has to do with light refraction through the water droplets in the air.
that factor, and that's the reason why to a certain point you cannot see all of Chicago, and I acknowledge that, and it's taken into account when we do our test. And you can go what Rob Skiba did on the Chicago skyline. He started from one side, having the city in his camera, and he took a boat and he went all the way, and the city just kept becoming bigger and bigger. No mirage. It's the city skyline. We
Then
acknowledge water refraction.
then explain why you can only see Detroit in that image that you have. I'll pull it back up.
Chicago.
Chicago. Why you can only see Chicago at in that fashion at only under certain conditions, and most of the time it is not even visible to see the tops of the buildings even when you zoom in.
Again, you described it. It's because of water refraction. I acknowledge that factor. We take it into account when we do our test.
But you're skipping over the other factor that we normally can't see the tops of the tallest buildings. Even when you zoom in.
You can set the camera still over different days, and you would see some land get completely submerged.
Yeah, because it's a curve.
No.
It's because of how light. It's because. Okay, so light.
It's water refraction.
You able to see things is light reflecting off of other things, and your eyes absorb a spectrum of light. That's how you see color.
And that's how you see this is a mirage.
And hold on. So that's how you're able to see. However, there are things that can happen, such as water. Much like when you put a straw into a cup of water, you can see how it looks all different. Can change change. Yes. Hold on. So, on more humid days when there's more water in the air, it creates a sort of mirage so that it seems like you're seeing the city, because it's essentially bending the light, just the way that water works. But on super dry days, when there isn't as much moisture in the air, you can't see the city at all, because it's over the curve.
In fact, those are more common. Those are the more common days.
It's not because it's over the curve. You get it correct, but there's just no curve. It's just because the horizon doesn't allow you to see it, because the lens that you're looking through with your eyes, water in it, or not enough water, or it has nothing to do with a curve. And arrive to the same. That's what I'm telling you, right? Effect into account. We know you can take out the curve of there.
Someone
go beyond the curve and reappear.
Go ahead, Rimshee.
Someone with 20/20 vision can see the light from a candle from multiple miles away. If there was no obstruction, the distance does not prevent you from seeing something. The small size would.
Well,
now now what you're talking about with this Chicago skylines mirage is a factor where the light is bending in the presence of a more humid environment.
So
the light is bending around the curve of the Earth, and even in that case, the main reason we can see it is because we're zooming in with cameras. Now, someone takes a camera on a day that's a lot more dry, you try and zoom in with a camera, you're not seeing anything because there isn't enough water in the atmosphere to create that mirage. As a result, you're not going to see the city because it's beyond because it's beyond the curve of the Earth. And he is muted probably for that phone call.
That phone call. Now, again, you can believe that. You can believe that the light go around the ball and don't leave the ball. I don't know how you explain what you just said. You gave a super distance, and then you say we can see the light. Where was the curve in that?
I'm saying if it were a flat
the light
plane,
goes around the ball with the ball because of gravity, I guess. Well.
Okay, let me rephrase what I was saying with the candle. On a perfectly flat plane, if we had a distance that was far enough that was perfectly flat, we could see we could see the light from a candle. Someone with 20/20 vision could see the light from a candle at a very far distance, multiple miles. So it's not in this case, it's not an
So there's
issue
no
of the
curve.
eye being a. I preface
Bring
this on
flat
there
Earth here.
being no curve. If there was no curve, I'm not admitting no curve because there is a curve. You're trying to take words I've said and cut them out of context. Stop
You're
that.
saying that we can see light for many miles. Well, if we can do that, there's no curve.
I'm
behind the curve.
prefacing it with there being no curve in said experiment. Don't use my words out of fucking context. It's not proving your
I think
point,
you're starting
it's
to
making you
suffer
sound
from cognitive
ignorant.
dissonance. I think you're starting
here we
to
go.
suffer from cognitive dissonance.
Alright, cunt! Shut the fuck up and stop interrupting and misquoting people.
Yep, cognitive dissonance.
Okay, Rice Ray,
Yes.
calm down. Rimshee,
I'm
also.
super
Yeah, I
calm.
need to calm down
I'm not
too,
the
I
one-
know.
I'm not the one screaming and insulting people.
Because you aren't listening to the words that he's saying, and you're trying to
I
take
was
him out of
listening.
context.
It was making a preface and it
Rice
was,
Ray, Shh. 1 second. Let me finish what I'm saying. We've let you talk for a vast majority of the show. It's only right that you let us talk, okay? We've let you talk for a vast majority of the show, just asking questions, trying to figure out where you're coming from, things like that. Nothing but nice. It's only proper that you do the same to us when we're trying to explain. Shut the fuck up. It's only right that you do the same to us when we are trying to explain our side of it and our side of the argument when we've given you so much time to explain your side. It's very impolite, it's very rude for you to constantly interrupt people and take them out of context when we are trying to explain how we understand things work. Do you understand me?
sure, whatever.
Whatever?
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
yes.
I mean, at this point, I haven't done anything, and I get called a cunt. So
No,
Sure.
you were interrupting and you
shut
were
the fuck
taking
up,
my
man.
preface of said experiment in a straight plane. I'm specified in a straight plane, so this could be perfectly vertical. It doesn't have to be along the Earth, because there is a curve to the Earth. We're not gonna have a perfectly flat distance there. This could be perfectly vertical. Your eyes can see multiple miles. It's you can see the light from a candle from multiple miles if you have 20/20 vision. This is assuming a straight plane, so it could be up in the air. It doesn't have to be on the ground. I at no point said on the ground. So what you were doing, we're taking the few things that you could out of what I said, and you were mashing them together and using them to try and prove me wrong. That's called a straw man.
That you were starting from an assumption that was proving what I was saying. That's it.
But it wasn't proving what you were saying.
Sure. Go in a mine deep down, and they use little red lights. Close everything. You can see that little red light as you're describing from very far away. I think you should investigate that.
In a mine, you're looking straight down, you can see there. Yes, in theory, you
Not
could
down,
see that.
Not down.
Not down?
Not looking down in a mine. Okay, I never said look down in a mine. I said if they do that in mines, okay, at certain spots. And when you close everything else, you can see them from really far away. Being in its premise. Okay? Our curvature? No. They're in a straight line. Okay? It's parallel, level, horizontal. It's an horizon. It's flat. You're science fiction at this point. and call me a cunt.
Okay.
That's like believing in evolution, but doesn't know how the life started.
Right.
Same
Right.
premise here.
We're not going down this rabbit hole. We'll save that for another week. How about that?
No, but I mean, I'm just exposing here that if you believe in evolution, you should know how it started.
No, you don't have to know how it started. Because evolution is
abiogenesis. That's not evolution.
Evolution is a process that got from point A to point B. It's not how it started. How it started, there is no consensus on that. Evolution is an observed fact.
So you believe something, but you don't know how it happened.
That's okay. We don't need to know
perfectly acceptable.
We don't need to know how everything started.
Actually,
but we know the processes that are in effect. We are going off into the evolution thing, which is not the subject of tonight.
I just
with that, I'm going to say, Rice Ray, hold on. You're on my show. Do you have anything you want to shill? You can send me links. I'll put them in the description for anything that you want to shill.
No, I don't know. Related. I got tons
of
pictures. Well, I'd love to spam pictures.
I'm not gonna put the links of all your pictures in the description. You want me to show your Discord? Everybody can join that and see all the pictures you got.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Could you send me an invite link that you want me to put?
Sure, I'll send you.
Preferably one that's longer than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, don't you have one, Jiggle? How did you join it back on my server if you don't?
I went to your YouTube channel, which you don't have anymore.
It got shut down.
I know. I'm aware. I'm sorry.
Wonder how that happened. Like, I'm legitimately curious.
I'll show you what they sent me.
If you saw the videos, you know. Now's not the time for you to defend your YouTube channel.
I'm just looking for what they sent me when they banned me, so we can see.
Yeah, you can.
There you go. It looks like that. This account has been terminated due to multiple or severe violation.
Yeah, you broke a lot of copyright rules.
Misleading content.
You weren't doing fair use. You broke a lot of copyright things. Anyways, right. Yeah. So if you can send me an invite link to your Discord, I'll drop that in the description for you, and everybody can go and check you out if you want.
Sure.
But we are going to let you go for now. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too, man. The earth is flat.
Yes, the earth is
What
flat.
Yeah,
And
it's about as flat as that basketball.
Easy.
I have a...
It's dangerous, okay? It can take friends, it can take family members, okay? It's a dangerous disease. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Christ. Oh, jeez.
Maybe descendants, remember.
People...
Well, that was fun.
Yep. My mom texted me and was like, "Why aren't you refuting him?" Been talking to that guy for months, Mom. That's, yeah.
And he goes back to the same viewpoints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably been banned and unbanned and hanging out in his Discord for probably I don't know, how long has it been? Like 4 or 5 months at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one question I had from him, I didn't get to squeeze it in because I had dogs to feed. Where does it say in the Bible that God made a dome?
It's in Genesis 1. God made a firmament that separated the waters below from the waters above, and he called it from heaven. So it's essentially a dome. That's his interpretation.
So what is he saying that?
Not necessarily the exact shape.
Is he saying that the Earth is just a massive C-Lab 2020?
Yeah, essentially. Thank you, Rice Ray. Love you, buddy.
Oh.
So let me just update the description with Rice Ray's shenanigans. Yeah, everybody watching, feel free to join his Discord. He'll ban you for arguing, but I mean, you can always figure out what he's talking. You can try to figure out what he's talking about.
I was really trying to be charitable there, so I didn't say much.
I didn't want you to be charitable. That's kind of why I brought you in, because I've been dealing with this for far too long. But I can't stop. I'm addicted to Flat Earth Discords now. So
you're fucking crazy.
I know. I know. I can't stop. I'm a glutton. I'm a glutton for punishment. That's all it is.
I was kind of having fun just trying to listen to him rationalize everything and see how long it got to until he started going back into mythology. It's like, and there's 5 minutes. Okay. Hold on. Let's go. I could sit there with a fucking stopwatch and just, okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I think all the mythology and religion connections are pretty interesting, for the most part.
If we're gonna talk about the connections with different creation myths, holy fuck, is that fun? But then it's like, that's why the Earth is flat, and I'm like, what? Hold the fuck up.
For those of you that are also fans of Jeff and Nick and the YouTube Saints, which
pretty much all of you, I'm sure. Or at least that's where it started.
Rice Ray is also French Canadian, and we all know a certain French Canadian that we know and love.
That's poisoning the well. That's poisoning the well.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
Prouder.
I'm just saying. I only know 2 French Canadians. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that statement is poisoning the well, and you shouldn't do it.
I ain't getting the reference, so.
Huh?
JF.
I ain't get. Oh.
Yeah. JF.
That explains why he doesn't sound quite French.
No Canada, like French Canada.
Y2K. I am a Canadian. You're not poisoning the well.
Yeah, we got some Canadians in the chat. Yeah, see, a Canadian's on my side. We're good.
Yeah, but he's not a French Canadian.
That's why he's on our side.
Fair enough.
Jeez. Okay. I'll be much nicer to my mom when and if she ever comes on to have that debate with Sire. Tune in for updates on that.
Yeah, that one should actually be a lot more fun because I feel like the both of them could be a lot more civil.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna go way off into the weeds like that for sure. I can see that.
Now, what's that gonna be?
Young Earth versus Old Earth Christianity.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
It honestly sounds fascinating. It's one I'm ready to sit and listen to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to remind Sire to watch his language because my mom doesn't like that, so to be nice to her.
Yeah, and beyond that, I'll just do my normal producer stuff, and they just send me they send me images. I put them up.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna be there in case there's any misinterpretation between Sire and my mom and Sire, whichever one, because I know them both and I've argued with both of them, so I kind of understand what they're getting at.
Yeah.
With things for the most part. So Buck, what do you want to chill?
I guess I'll just chill. Locked and Loaded. We've started doing that every Monday night now, or we're going to try to if work permits. And
so
it's going to be some.
So I heard that got put on a whole separate channel, correct?
Yeah.
I had no idea until recently that was the case. So
Shit.
I was wondering why I wasn't
week.
Getting any notifications on that.
Oh.
You got to promote it a little bit better, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pull up
work
Jables.
days like mine. You don't really.
Well, you gotta just do what I do. Just show it every chance you get.
Yeah, that or put Pav or Smart Pig on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pav, you've been fucking up.
I'm gonna drop the link to the channel in the chat here.
I'm not sure if it's. Oh yeah, wait, you're a mod. That'll work. We'll be sure to toss that in the description. Oh, in that chat. Yeah.
Just in Discord.
Yeah.
So.
That'll definitely be in the description.
Here we go.
I am going to go subscribe right now because, like I said, I had no idea until recently.
Yeah, we did that mostly because early on I kept falling asleep during streams.
Yeah, and nobody could cancel it. Yeah, I hopped in on a couple of those and just sort of hung out with Pav and Smart Pig.
Like, where is he? I'll just, passed out at my keyboard like you do.
Yeah.
All right, you now have 14 subscribers.
Woo! Are you proud of me, Dad?
Everybody be sure to subscribe to Locked and Loaded.
Yeah, I think
because
we're gonna be streaming tomorrow at 5 or 6. I'll have to double check that somewhere in there because Pig got a new job and he actually has to be in bed at a decent hour. So.
Yeah, if anybody wants to just refresh the stream, you can always check that out. It should be in the description now. It's just a bunch of other people that, well, at least used to hang out in the Saints Discord.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, but you're so fucking busy at this point.
Yeah,
you haven't even been able to make the town halls or the mod meetings.
Yeah, I haven't even known those are going on. It's like I roll out of bed and go to work, and then I'm gone for like 12 hours. Spec, the time zone's gonna be Pacific. Yes, yeah. I can't talk today for some reason.
6 Pacific, 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern. And we usually go for about an hour and a half. So I haven't fallen asleep since the new channel, so.
Oh, good job. Congrats.
I am improving. I am not downing half a bottle of vodka a night like I was in college.
Very good. Very good. That gets expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll be sure to keep you informed next time I end up going up that way.
Oh yeah, totally. That was just poor timing on my part. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be up. I can not make it. I'm working that weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
And then I got real quiet. I don't know.
No, I'm just.
I was just reading chat.
I was just reading back, and I was just reading the whole Sestra and my mom thing.
Yeah.
So, with that, I think we're just gonna end the show. Unless Rimshee has anything extra. I don't fucking know.
Baba Booey, Howard Stern Fierce, Baba Booey.
Okay there, Sarah Silverman.
Oh, that's a classic. That's like from the early 2000s. Jeez.
Yeah.
So with that, we've been your Lesser Saints. We've been your Lesser Saints of Discord. Be sure to check out the YouTube Saints in half an hour on the YouTube Saints channel. Stay tuned for more updates about time changes. Be sure to join the Discord in the description. Not necessarily Rice Rays, but definitely the YouTube Saints Discord.
Feel free to join Rice Rays, but if you do, let us know, because we'll just go invade there and just have fun.
Oh yeah, if you wanna argue with more flat earthers, let me know. I'm a member of several different flat earth channels. Don't ask why. It just kind of happened.
All over the globe.
Yep. And yeah. Have a good night, everybody. See you in the Discord.
All right, take it easy.